around in the sky, all the smoke. All right. Hello, everybody. Let everybody get on, and let's do the last lecture that we have together, which is email marketing. Boop. Can't even check my news alerts because I'm too afraid that the world's collapsing again today. Again. That the world is collapsing again. All right, come on. You get out of there. All right, here we go. Here we go. Everybody please go into file number 14. And that's going to be email marketing and sign off. This is the last thing we're doing together today. So excited. Wow. My husband is like, you need to be done early? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be done so early. And we're not. Sorry. No, it's my fault. I tend to chat. All right, here we go. Email marketing, end your sign-offs. Tagline. I bet you have an emergent phrase, right? From the weekend. Like for the studio, guess what the emergent phrase was? Welcome to Earth. You know, awesome human yoga. Like from mine over this last year, one of my most successful emergent phrases that has ever come out of anything was cheers and chat. You see me sign emails that way, correct? My mother would be like, your eyes are gonna go see through your head because you're in the dark. All right, so cheers and chai. Other ones are you're stronger than you think you are. I've used that one before in the past. Other than that, we've had into the flow we go. Lots of phrases I bet that you've come up with. And so those are kind of meaningful to people. Not kind of, they are. Peeps love that, and I guarantee right now they're repeating it. If you're not, they are. I've said at the end of yoga classes that I didn't even think was as a sign off, as a constant phrase. What was it? My mind is drawing a blank. It was something along the lines, you're stronger than you think you are, but it wasn't that. And somebody put up in their story, they did hashtag, and they did that. And then every time, Angela was the one who did it, you'll have to tell me what it was, because I know you're on the broadcast. She kept putting it up, and I was like, oh my God, I didn't even realize that people heard that. And it's just like, I know the power of taglines, I know the power of phrases, and I tend to overlook even some of the ones that are good and that are really striking people in the heart. Into the flow we go was a big one we used all the time when I had my last studio. You are loved, fact, that's another one we use. I want you to communicate with it. Email marketing is a great way to communicate with people because how many of you have really solid direct mail campaigns? Mine's I'm opposed to them. I hate them. Direct mail campaigns, I know they're really effective for a lot of companies, but I don't like junk mail at all. I open my mailbox and guess what's in there? Everybody's direct mail campaign, all the realtors in the world send me somebody in your neighborhood sold their house for $850 billion. Would you like to as well? And I'm like, A, I doubt it. B, no. I don't like the direct mail campaigns, partially because our studio is called Earth and I want to try to maintain some semblance of not eradicating the forests. And so I try to, and I also I find some of them unsolicited. And so email campaigns, however, somebody has signed up to hear from you. So you can, on your website, have a call to action, a subscribe button, and they are the easiest widgets in the world to install if you get on these email platforms that I'll share with you here in a moment. And you just literally, at that button from your website, that if you're not doing your website yourself, you will be asked by Wix or you'll be asked by D12. If you want to have a subscribe option, they'll set it up for you. And it collects. People want to hear from you. We end up on a bunch of unsolicited email lists, true, because our shit is sold. But don't you love to hear from some of the people you hear from? Every morning I look forward to whatever Danielle Laporte has to say to me. I love hearing from Oprah. I adore hearing from Oprah. I love that. I subscribe to a few and I read them. There are several that I subscribe to. And so those are valuable to me. If somebody's on your website and they want to keep up on that, or you have a registration system that collects their emails, those are really good and positive ways to create communication. When we're communicating through when you're using an email marketing campaign, think of it as a communication campaign. Don't abuse it. Don't send out one every day with all the things you're doing, like, hey, good morning, it's your morning email, just wanted to let you know I had 2 cups of coffee and an extra big shit. It's just like, that's a little bit too much information. It's just like, okay, good evening, I hope your blood sugar didn't crash today, mine did, don't forget I'm teaching tonight. Like, that's too much. That's what social media is all about. Like, people can tap into and jump out of. If you end up in people's email boxes too often, they will delete you. All right. I want you to start to create an email list. So you can use it through that website, or when we go back to in-person live classes and people are allowed to hold things like pens and write on clipboards again, then have it at the studio. Take it with you when you go. And if you work for a yoga studio that says you are not allowed to collect email addresses, just quit. Don't work there. Because unless a yoga studio can pay you $120,000 a year, pay for your insurance, and buy you or lease you a car, then you are allowed to cultivate your small business within their small business, which includes leveraging all avenues of marketing. Ergo, get the damn email address. If you want to hear from me, trust me, I don't abuse it. I only send out relevant emails and keep you apprised of what's going on. People love to sign up for that. I know that from experience. And I have definitely I know 2 local yoga studios that would not let you collect emails as a yoga teacher within their organization. But I find that very fear-based because they're afraid that if you go, you'll take that list and those students with you. But in the world of yoga, people are more likely to stay with a studio if they're studio yoga practitioners. They're more likely to follow a teacher if they're real students. And so I don't know that there's room for fear in that model. I want the studio to value you, and I want you to value the studio. I regard all of our teachers here as their own small business within our small business. I don't have any fear around building your business. May you get big. May chill flow take over the world and dwarf Earth Yoga. Okay? No fear of that. I want you to use your email list and don't ever freaking sell it. I know people will contact you and be like, are you interested in selling your email list? You pay this much money for all of the actual addresses you have. Anything that bounces, we'll pay you for. We get emails about that all the time. Oddly enough, emails about our emails. I would never. It's not worth it. Platforms. These are the platforms you can use for ease. MailChimp, Constant Contact, Namaste Interactive, and each of these are all charged by the numbers that are on your list. The more emails that you have in the list, the more expensive it is. The platforms are all equally as easy to use. In fact, they are so easy. We use MailChimp for the studio, and Heather, who sends out everything for Embodied Poetry, she uses, Constant Contact. I don't have a ton of experience with Namaste Interactive. I do know that Namaste Interactive is the most expensive of the 3 because they consider themselves mindfulness-based, and so, okay, but they're not really giving you anything extra. They're like, we're in the same company with you. Like, we're in the same industry with you, so we'll charge you a little bit more. And if you feel the need to have Namaste Interactive at the bottom because you want everybody to know that you're on Namaste Interactive, fine, go for it. I'm the biggest fan of MailChimp. This is why. It's as easy to use as Constant Contact, but MailChimp is funny. MailChimp is super funny. There's little things that bounce on it, and it's I love getting a thumbs up of you are a badass. You just sent an email. No! And it's easy to create it and go back to it. I also love the function which exists on all 3 of them of them telling you when to send it. The analytics on that are really cumulative, and they'll say this is the regular, like, you sent out to 7,000 addresses. 5 people opened it.
Oh, man.
And you're like, meh. And it's like, here's how we can do this better. Resend it and send it out tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. There are better days than others to send out mass emails. Tuesday is a great day to send out an email. Monday is the worst. Oh, yeah. Friday at 3 o'clock is the best. Second best to Tuesday. It's just like one of those weird things, like buying an airline ticket is always the least expensive domestically, 3 weeks to the day.
And Tuesdays.
Yeah, Tuesday. It's Tuesdays, 3 weeks. Yeah. Isn't that weird?
Oh, interesting. Because they don't.
And now it just doesn't matter. Okay, so your beta, your information. Have consistent content. So your beta can either be consistent content formatted. And so Gina Caputo is really good at this. She always has consistent content. She has her playlists that she puts out. She has, some teachers do sequence notes. She does like recipes. You could have postural teachings. Like if you were like, this month, we're taking a look at Trikonasana. People love that, okay? Or you could have a heartfelt blog. That's generally what I tend to do, is I tend to do something that's a little bit more of a heartfelt inspiration. I used to do way more of it. Your beta could also be announcement content. Mine has, like the ones that come through the Embodied Poetry are most likely announcement because they're soliciting your RSVP for the next session you might want to come to. It's a way, Heather uses that as a tool to keep organized. What she doesn't like at all is for you to be like, over the next year, these are all the things I'm going to come to. Because she has learned that you'll only come to half of them. And then she has trouble keeping your registrar correct. Okay, you can use it for registration, you can tell people your new offerings and your promotion. So you can also do a hybrid of these 2 different ways of using your information, your beta. Be relevant and be consistent. If you only send out 1 email a year, it says, welcome to my annual email. Don't send out 5 in 1 week and then nothing for 6 months. Be relevant and be consistent. Be you. Make sure you have that sign off. So cheers and chai, that is my new one. I sign everything off with that. And I need to hashtag that. I don't know why I'm going to hashtag that. In class, say you're stronger than you think you are, etc. Use it in your online, in your writing. Make sure you're saying that, using it so people, it's as recognizable as your logo. In short, let's promise separately and together to be less afraid to put ourselves out there. In a world. You guys have to see that movie. It's actually called In a World. All right. That is legitimately all I know. I will pre-record the last one that is on here, the closing and the creative inspiration, because it's going to be a recap of everything, and it's going to be in the file that holds all the projects and the homework for that, so that you will have that as just a wee bit more polished, so that if you ever need a inspiration, you can just put that in there, and I'll have a good filter on it. This is kind of dark and in silhouette. Oh look, the love doves. Oh. Here, I'll show everybody at home. The love doves. You know they mate for life?
A lot of birds too.
Oh wait, that's a dishwasher. That's the love dove.
Osprey, Canadian geese.
I'm in love with Canadian geese.
I'm in love with geese. I know that poop is an issue for a lot of people.
They're hilarious.
We get gangbanged by them. What about our moms? They
I
come over
think
and if
that
you don't
means
have
something different than
Well, there they go. I mean, like they came out like that's gangbang. Good Lord. I mean, they act like little gangbangers over by my mom's house, and
They do.
they want your